What's it like to be nominated and recognised and awarded by your industry peers for the quality of work? That must never enter your mind during the writing and the production stages.
No, I never dreamt of it. See, I'm normally a novelist, so I'm kind of a visitor in the world of films, and you know, my attitude was more, you know, will I get away with this? Yeah. I had imposter syndrome even as I was writing the screenplay, and so the fact that, you know, people didn't even notice that this was written by some sort of enthusiastic amateur from out, you know, a novelist trying to write a screenplay. So when they didn't notice, I thought, oh, I'm going to get away with this. And then it's kind of got out of control. You know, a BAFTA nomination, the Oscar nomination. And tonight it's fantastic to be here at the Newport Beach thing. I think our movie is being honoured in 3 different categories. So it feels fantastic to be respected and welcomed by, you know, the people in this industry.
And personally, you must have spent a lot of time in the writing. How does it feel to hand your baby over to a director and a cast, and then, as you said, it gets a life of its own in the big wide world and becomes somewhat rambunctious? I mean, how do you kind of process that?
Well, I've had the experience of having my books adapted for the screen, so I'm kind of used to that relationship, if you like, of, you know, you do something, then somebody else takes the story and does something else with it. But the screenplay writing process, I find, is actually different. It's quite different to having a book that you've written and finished and published, then get turned into a movie. I understood from the beginning that this was a collaborative process. And so I was very aware that I was writing something that somebody else could work with. Yeah. And also I had the huge advantage from the beginning of knowing that I was writing the screenplay for Bill Nighy. Right. And so everything I wrote, not just the dialogue, but, you know, every little piece of direction, you know, when it says he looks down, you know, with a glum expression, I was seeing Bill Nighy, you know, what would the expression be like? Yeah, exactly. And so he was always a ghostly kind of guiding presence in the writing of the thing. So from the beginning, you're aware that, you know, a screenplay is almost like a floor diagram, you know, and an architect has to come along and build on it. And in this case, the architect would be the cast and crew, the director, and especially the actors. You know, I mean, you rely on the actors to understand things that perhaps, you know, you don't understand yourself about the characters, and they'll always discover new things about the characters and the relationships between them.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!